Thanks for coming. So what are you going to share with us today? I know you've been a partner with us for how many years?
Well, it's been over 12 years that we've been working with Intel, from all the way back in the DOS days, and that's taken us through a lot of revolutions. We moved to 32-bit, we moved to floating point, which way back then Intel was the only x86 vendor that took floating point seriously. The addition of MMX and SSE instructions, the rise of the GPU, to where we are today with multi-processing and 64-bit being the frontiers that we're looking at now.
So can you talk to us a little bit about what you're working on right now and how you're using multi-core today?
Yeah, so we're going to be playing a little demo here of our current Intech 5-based technology platform, which is designed from the very ground up to be multi-core compatible, to use a lot of different processor technologies. And we've supported multi-core in some sense for a long time. Early titles, we had dual processor acceleration when it was really just a novelty for people that had exotic systems. But nowadays we're looking at it as most of our customers will be playing this on multi-processor systems.
Okay, great. Should we take a look?
Sure. So this is Rage, our upcoming title. Now, the early generations of S&P accelerations were basically offloading driver work that we would do so that the driver could run in a separate processor. Since then, a natural progression has been to move the entire rendering system onto a separate core. And that balances pretty nicely for most games, where you can run your game logic and simulation in one thread and your rendering system in another thread. But we do several things in addition to that here, where one of the core technical aspects of what we have here is what we call mega texturing, where the entire world is uniquely textured rather than repeating any textures anywhere. So we have a whole separate thread that winds up running analysis over what's being rendered, managing the streaming of information from DVDs and hard drives, decompressing all of it, transcoding formats that are useful to the GPUs, and so on. And that sucks up a pretty good amount of processing power just to do that. But that's one of the key things that lets us do this level of detail that really is beyond anything that you've seen before. Now, we also have additional threads running for the high-level AI determinations that go on in the game logic, runs asynchronously with sort of tick-based stuff that handles the moving and bouncing into things on the game logic. And then collision detection is also pulled off into a more fine-grained system that can handle kind of offline contingent stuff going on separate from the main game frames analysis. And this has been a lot of work to kind of take us through all of this, but we have gotten great support from Intel over the years, and as this becomes really what we have to target for consumers, it's more and more important that everything that we do be built around, not a single processor, not the kind of straightforward algorithms that we all grew up with and developed for so long, but start thinking in terms of communicating processors and all the different things that are happening simultaneously. And it is a big challenge for us as we move forward.
The game, it looks visually stunning. I'm sure it's going to be a hit.
Well, thank you. And again, we've had great support from Intel for so many years here, but I understand it's going to be getting even better now.
Well, that's why we asked you to come today. It seems only fitting. That's right. We've worked with John and several developers for years, and we've kind of taken your feedback about where we're at. And so, today we're going to make an announcement about a new visual computing activity. So thank you for the demo, and it looks great.